Hi there, Luke, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share something deeply personal with you. Back in 2013, that's what, 15 years ago, I experienced something that would change my life forever. And to give you a little background, I had been practicing as a plastic surgeon in private practice for the preceding 18 years, and I had a roaringly successful practice. That night, I just happened to stop by a BP garage to buy a pie and a Coke because I'd had a bit to drink and I was very hungry. And as I walked into the store of the BP garage, I saw something that filled me with absolute horror. My own face was splashed across the front page of the Star newspaper with this headline: "Stop this butcher." Now imagine there, standing there, frozen, as you see yourself publicly labeled as a butcher. I couldn't even bring myself to buy the paper. I just fled to my car and just sat there sitting, trying to make sense of what had just happened. Now, this wasn't just bad press. This was the beginning of a calculated campaign to destroy my reputation and career as a plastic surgeon. In the weeks and months that followed, I happened to be going to pick up my children in Johannesburg, and I saw on a street pole advertising the Star newspaper with a headline saying, "Butcher list grows." The journalists were like sharks circling in the water and were looking for any mildly dissatisfied patients that maybe had a complication to tell their story and to put the boot in. Every patient that I treated over 18 years who might have had a complication or an unfavorable outcome suddenly came to mind. I cringed thinking about my children or siblings seeing these headlines in the papers. What I experienced was a textbook case of dehumanization. The process of portraying someone as less than human. And as philosopher David Livingstone Smith explains in his work, dehumanization is a propaganda tool used to overcome people's natural resistance to harming others. And by labeling me as a butcher, they weren't just criticizing my work, they were making me into something monstrous that needed to be eliminated. And what makes the story particularly disturbing is that this campaign wasn't just tabloid journalism looking for sales. It did, obviously. It was orchestrated by an attorney and another plastic surgeon who had invested considerable time and money with the specific intent to destroy me professionally. This led to my suspension from practicing, pending a disciplinary inquiry, over many complaints that mysteriously appeared within about a month. The hearings were dragged out for many years. Now, if you're curious about my full story, I've documented everything in my memoir series, and you'll find the links to the description to my first two books in the description: Unbutchered, Dehumanizing a Plastic Surgeon, and A Fish Rots from the Head Down, Exposing HPCSA Corruption. That's Health Professions Council of South Africa. And if you're facing a similar professional targeting, character assassination, or media attacks, please know that you're not alone. There's a link in the description if you'd like guidance or coaching through this type of adversity. I've been there, I've survived it, and I can help you navigate your way through too. Thanks for listening to my story. And sometimes just sharing our darkest moments can help others feel less alone in theirs. Please subscribe if you'd like to hear more. And remember, no matter how others try to define you, you always have the power to reclaim your narrative. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.